Greetings, greetings, greetings. To God be the glory. Be the glory. To God be the glory, not I. So we give thanks and praise. Ordinary travel is not commerce. Again, ordinary travel is not commerce. I came across this information along the journey. As I go along, we'll express different places where we get to acquire information from different peoples. However, we are touched on this topic. Ordinary travel is not commerce. And I am of the view that the right to travel is in fact the right to be free, truly free. Now, our public servants practice of requiring non-public servants to buy a license for acts which we, the free people, have an inherent or unalienable right to do is extortion, or at a minimum, constructive fraud. It is a fact most free men and women of the earth have been tricked into believing they need permission from a corporation to do the most mundane activities which life requires. Men and women in most corporate nations now believe a license is required for all of the following: getting water, growing food, building your house, getting married, giving birth, self-protection, making a living, having a church, even having a dog. People believe you must, it's compulsory that you have a license. The public servants, which include all government officers and employees, are required to be licensed for everything they do as a public servant. What has happened is the public servants, known as attorney and legislator, figure out a way to elect, or would say elicit, or consent to act as fellow public servant who they can then regulate through commercial licensing. We must fully comprehend every benefit which requires approval from any so-called government corporation, be that private or public, is undoubtedly a license that belongs to the corporation granting it. To comprehend the magnitude of the extortion, all we have to do is ask ourselves a simple question. Am I a creation of the public servants, or am I a creation of a much higher power? If your answer is the latter, meaning you're the creation of a higher power, then this writing will be extremely beneficial for you. If the former, meaning you're a creation of the public servant, then continue living as you are. And perhaps someday you may ponder on this two-part question. Now, where did the wealth of all my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents go? Where did it all disappear to? Are the fruits of my labor going to that very same place? Again, Where did the wealth of my ancestors go? Some foreign construct had usurped, or hereditament, or inheritance. Some foreign colonial construct has usurped our birthright, our hereditament, and what you would call our inheritance. Government agents' duty to disclose and verify authority when demanded. Here we will focus on the extortion via the driver's license. Now, whatever the form in which the government functions, anyone entering into an agreement with the government takes the risk of having accurately ascertained that he who purports to act for the government stay within the bound of his authority. The scope of this authority may be explicitly defined by Congress or be limited by delegated legislation. Properly exercised through the rulemaking power. Okay, the scope of the authority may be explicitly defined by Congress or be limited by delegated legislation, properly exercised through the rulemaking power. And this is so even though, as here, the agent himself may have been unaware of the limitations upon his authority. Now we have Supreme Court case ruling, on all of these matter adjudicated fact. That's what we call it. The Federal Supreme Court made it clear we are at risk when we deal with government agents. Anyone who attempts to exert any power over us has a duty to disclose the source of that power when demanded to do so. So if you accept the government agents on proven claims, you may have no recourse. The truth is, most government agents are extremely ignorant about their duties. Most government agents erroneously believe they can require you to purchase their services without realizing they are engaging in pure racketeering. We, on the other hand, do not know that a benefit, no benefit at all, cannot be coerced or forced or fraudulently placed on you. If that was the case, Walmart could hold you hostage in their corporate jail until you buy something or bail out before releasing you to another corporation. So here it is. Yeah, man. Benefit cannot be coerced on anyone. Benefit cannot be coerced on anyone. The public school, which are the main source of most of our education, this indoctrination system is run by the very same public servant with the goal of making you all into law-abiding citizens, which mean persons at the mercy of the public servants. The only way to counter such biased teaching is by learning the facts on your own, by becoming self-taught, by becoming what is known as autodidactic. Now here we are, step by step, step by step. So when the government arbitrarily see a man like me traveling on the road in my automobile, I do not have a license plate. I have a decal with information on that vehicle, on that automobile, on my property. I don't have nothing affiliated with the government of Jamaica or showing that I am attached to the government of Jamaica. However, I was pulled over and arrested, handcuffed on the street side by zealous public servants. Now it's been a year. All that incident happened on November 30th, 2019. It's been a year. And now it's obvious to me that irrespective of the action of these police, these three polices, I call them Larry, Curly, and Mo, they were just doing their job. Obviously, someone instructed them to do so. And their boss, the detective sergeant, I had an interview and presented, say, my explanation of conducting and carrying myself in that lawful manner that I was. However, he decided I have to take it to the court, his learned friends. So I don't think that detective sergeant has done anything wrong. He's doing his job. No different from the three minor police officers. Now, when the court get the case, it's upon the court, it's incumbent upon the court to ascertain, investigate, to make sure that the law is being applied accordingly, not just legal process. And the court take it upon itself to bring charges against this sovereign man in his sovereign state capacity. Now, the full liability is rest on this court clerk, who is also the prosecutor, which, from my opinion, would be a conflict of interest. But hey, I'm no attorney, I'm no legal mind. It's just my opinion. And this court clerk shall be fully liable. Why? Because I've placed enough information with the court clerk, for him to ascertain relevant laws, and choose to stand down and let's, settle this thing amicably. But this court clerk / prosecutor chose to withhold those documents from the judge because the RM, Mr. CM, you said to me in court you have not seen the documents I placed on the court. You said you haven't even seen the document that the polices are bringing their claim or statement. You haven't seen none of that. So my question is this, my learned friend. How can you be a fact finder and not looking at the evidence laid in front of you? I know it's highly unusual. I know your court have never experienced nothing like this because I'm no attorney. I'm not here to act as if I am. However, the ancestral spirit that animate me show me a little bit of right from wrong. That's it. That's enough for me. And if you, court clerk, think you're God, or if your court system think you're God, then whatever you're doing is okay. But I beg to differ. You know what I mean? I'm here to say, hey, on the contrary, you're not God. You're just a corporation. You don't even exist. You exist only on paper. So how can you, how can you continue to move forward when I have already demonstrated that there is no jurisdiction here? Yes, it's a traffic court. I know you don't want this, so you remove it from your criminal court. And yes, you can always say, hey, this is not the right venue for this, but hey, this is where we lay our foundation. This is how we set our precedent. I need no permission to act. I need no permission from the government or from no corporate entity to act, to breathe, or to be. I need no permission to do that. You know what I mean? I've shared a couple of videos where I share the Jamaica Independence Act, where whoever you guys are calling the Queen or Regina, stated on documents you have no responsibility for the government of Jamaica. That's a fact. I've showed where your government is listed as debtor and the location is in somewhere in Washington, D.C. I've demonstrated all of that. And I told you, my learned friend, RM, I would do a video. Because this is the only way to get our information across, because in your private court, you have armed security saying we cannot record, which is against the law. You guys are treating that public courtroom as if it's your private bedroom or your living room, where you just conduct your own personal business as usual. That too is a myth. You're public servants. You guys are not even elected public servants. You guys are just appointed public servants. And time is changing. Time has changed. Now, the traffic court with the RM, CM, and that prosecutor slash court clerk has agreed to my fee schedule that I place on that court. Yes, they agreed to my fee schedule. And that officer, Martin Dale, I have a document to show where he has contracted with my estate. You know what I mean? He endorsed that document for all 3 officers he was working with, himself and 2 others. And I have these as evidence. It's on the public record, and I have certified copies of these things. So you guys want to do business, and I'm here to say no problem. We can do business. My fee schedule is initiated. I have a common law copyright claim on the Linton O'Neill Dallas estate. On that name, it's trademark. So going forward, each use without a written permission and consent, you'll be charged. You'll get a bill for that. I'll send you an invoice. And hey, you can ignore it. It's fine. Just like how this prosecutor slash court clerk ignore all the documents are placed within my court, servicing my court. But only because they are geniuses. You know, the colonizers, they say they can't do nothing wrong. They're above the law, even when they're supposed to be acting in a lawful capacity. They're not. And that's their choice. Well, now I'm here to set, my record clear. Going forward, I'll present my fee schedule. I'll present quite a few documents that are placed within that court, and I'll read it out as best as I can. Remember, I'm not as learned as y'all out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we're not as brilliant as y'all. Nobody not invest as much in our thing as they have invested in your things. So we are outside the corporate construct. Our society is a separate and distinct society from all others. However, we coexist harmoniously with everyone. So again, give thanks, give thanks. Ordinary travel is not commerce. Ordinary travel is not commerce, my late learned friend. You know what I mean? And everything will not be business as usual. You're all foreigners here in my land. The government of Jamaica is foreign to this land. You know what I mean? I have the crown. I have usurped that crown. That crown belongs to me. Yeah, man. Every man and woman, free man and woman, hold the office of a king. You know what I mean? That's why we claim Nestorian king. Every man and woman, yeah, man, hold the office as a king. Yeah, man. Because the corporation cannot interface with you as man or woman. So you have to create your own, you know, say, persona. You know what I mean? So this is all we're about. This is all we are doing. And we are doing it lawfully. Taking our time. Step by step. We are not here to interfere with interstate commerce. We have no interest in interfering or disrupting anything at all. It's just step at a time. Step by step, one step at a time. Step by step, one step at a time. That's it. Nothing to prove. Nothing to prove. And we have nothing to lose. It's an absolute victory. Because we are free. We are truly free. And we give thanks and praise. Yeah, man. We truly give thanks and praise. Salute, people. Gratitude for your presence. Gratitude for this moment. Gratitude.